to work. It says we're live, but you know what? And I use the link. I know I used the preset link to make sure, but now I'm not sure. Hold on here. Let's see.
It says
Let us see,
live.
because I know the last time I did with Ron, it it created a whole new link, and I was like, oh, that's not great. But I want to say that the link is working. So, how are you?
I am running crazy.
Oh, well,
Yes.
we may have the exact same day. I just finished a coaching session, and then there's photo consultations after this. So there's a lot going on, but that's a good thing. It's a good thing, right?
Yes.
She's like,
Now,
yeah.
I'm going to send this out because I sent it out to the YouTube. And let me back up. So there, the correct there. I got to send this to one of our friends. He's going to join us. And we're
Oh,
doing the
sweet.
process.
Well, let me do a little some introductions while you're doing that, and then we'll get into it because we have done our fair share of small biz bites together, which I like chatting with other small business owners and having conversations and just getting into some things. I appreciate sharing the stage. No big deal to me. And I know I was doing this on Instagram, and like I said, Instagram, Meta, whatever. God bless them. I'm over it. So I feel as if if you're going to do video and what have you, you want to do it live, and there are other options available. And I'm happy that Instagram gave me a platform, and I can still use it when I feel like it. But I want to also have control over my content. So we're going to be here now. There we go. So for those who are first timers enjoying this conversation, Erica of EP Photography, please tell the people who you are, man. Let them know.
All right. Well, I am a portrait photographer based out of Austin, Texas. I also do commercial photography. I've been doing it for over 20 plus years, and I like to do editorial style portraits. So if you want something a little extra, a little ex- extraordinary, because my whole thing is why be ordinary when you can be extraordinary. So you got to come see me, or I can come see you. It doesn't matter. Either way works.
You can do both. So you and I were talking a few weeks ago about all of the chatter around artificial intelligence, right? And we had come upon a place where we were discussing that everybody's upset with it until it works for them.
Yes.
And then at that point, the conversation changes. So I want to say we were talking about the the headshot service that if you turn in, I think it's like 3 selfies, then you can get back 35 headshots
Yeah.
for $17.
For
And
the
I was
low,
like,
low price of only
for the low
$17.
price of only $17. Yeah. So, but then I was thinking, because there was a conversation on Facebook. People were like, "Oh my God, this is so awful," and yada yada yada. It's going to impact the photography business and blah blah blah. And I said, but you know what? That's not even your customer. Like the person who needs to get headshots for $17 is not the person I'm talking to, right? Like clearly this is somebody who's perhaps just starting over. They're in school, whatever the case may be. That they're not at a place where they can come out of pocket what it would cost to work with a professional photographer. So we
That's right.
started digging into all the other places that photographers right here today use AI and don't complain about it.
Right. See, and it's what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like, you can't sit here and say, oh no, these headshots, that's not real headshots, that's not this, that's not that. And then go and use it for culling, use it to edit, use it to get your style together, use it to write your website, use it to write your Instagram post. I mean, six on one hand, half a dozen on the other. I mean, so people, I feel like
Yes.
people want to complain until, like, as long as it's not them, it's not their
Yes.
market, it's not who's their fight. You think these copywriters, these are like, hey, this is great, I love copy. I mean, I'm sure some of them are because they're passing it through, but in general, it's like, no, these people are like, I can write better than this AI can, just as the photographers are like, I can take a real headshot, not an uploaded image that's been sliced and made to look like a superhero. I mean, hey.
Which, funny enough, there have been some people on LinkedIn who have talked about using the services kind of to try it out. And for some of them, they could see that it wasn't really them. And that's where your professional photographer steps in, that we would be able to actually capture the true essence of you in a moment.
He's hold
And
up 1 second.
we're having late breaking news here at
Okay.
WGGNHJ. Oh, and we're back.
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna do some stuff. But yeah, so this is where your professional photographer comes in, or with any kind of creation of art. This is where the human experience and that human eye, that human touch changes the product. So let's go back to your first one, which was about culling and editing. So, as photographers, we could go one by one by one, but we know that there are now programs to help us save time, and we'll just pull out the ones that we don't even need to look at, right?
Right.
And supposedly, that I haven't tried it. I don't know if you have, but will even edit like us. Have you tried that?
Yes. I think it's image imagine or something. AI, and it'll like
Oh,
learn
Imagine
your
AI.
editing
Got it.
style, and eventually it will be able to say, okay, she likes all light. So when you go tell it to do it, it'll lighten all those. And, I don't know how it's learning it based on your shooting, because I have no clue. Like, I imagine that if I shot a dark room, maybe I don't want it like Mary.
Right.
So
Perhaps I
I don't
want
know
it to
how
be
that
dark.
works. Right.
Yeah. But like I said, I haven't tried that part. I've tried the culling part, but this is where, as photographers, we celebrate having AI in our back pocket that we are able to go through. And we were just at imaging in Nashville. We went through a number of vendor booths, and they were like, "Yeah, you can go through 500 photos in 30 seconds," and blah blah. So we're promoting AI. We're promoting the use of AI. We're celebrating how it can save you time and it can learn how to edit like you, and it can do this, it can do that. And everybody's like, "Well, let me sign up for this free trial because I don't mind saving some time. Let me go ahead and put my name on that one." So, I go back to, so why is it that is great when it's saving you time, it's making your job easier, it's perhaps reducing the need for some other outside resource. But then, God forbid, if a consumer says, "Well, I can't afford to get a photographer right now, so I'm
Right.
just gonna go to this AI tool and like make a headshot." That's
Right.
better than what I had on LinkedIn. That was just not not good. I was like, look, if y'all can get just better LinkedIn avatars, I'm all in. Like, please do that because they
I think there's
matter.
going to
Those
be a
images
fight
matter.
between the AI headshots and the cell phone in the like bathroom. Like,
Yeah,
it's gonna be like, who's gonna win? Which headshot are we gonna use?
that would be one because I'm just. I mean, I appreciate. I know what selfies can do. Fully aware. Like even I was using my phone um, video a couple of days. No, about a week ago. About a week ago, I recorded a quick video and I got the comment like, "Oh my god, your video was so clear. Like, what are you using?" It's like I'm using my phone. So we know the technology is there. Like I get it. It's there. But there's also a place, depending on what your end result needs to be, that you should just invest more time and money into XYZ. Not because it's the best, but because it's what would give you what you're looking for and the product that you're trying to sell and blah, 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 blah. So let's go to our next one. So we've talked about AI creation in terms of saving us time, culling, editing, but content creation, because all of a sudden everybody's now a writer. Oh, they, Lord bless all of me. Lord bless it. Uh, we use we use AI to write our websites. We're doing Instagram, social media post captions. People are doing blog posts. You know how I feel about chicken and dumplings because I've said it 1,000 times. I understand that my grandmother's mother, they believe in that rolling the dough out from scratch, and I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's gorgeous. Have at it. I myself am a grab a can of biscuits, grab some chicken broth, some cream of chicken soup, some chicken tenders, a little celery, and whatever else. Chop it up, put it in there, and get your chicken and dumplings like in an hour. I'm not trying to be like cooking all day. I believe in having a good semi homemade recipe. So, in terms of AI writing, I'm all for that too. Now, I've never used Jasper. But you currently use Jasper. Now, how are you currently using it?
Barely. So
Oh,
I'll use it to think of stuff and maybe like pointers for sessions to figure out writing the client about clothes,
okay.
just to word it a little differently, and then it'll spark stuff, and then I'll turn around and rewrite it. I still rewrite all my stuff.
Mhm,
I don't just
mhm.
copy it and stick it in there.
Which I believe a lot of, well, take it back, strike that. I think we're 50-50 because I would hope, and last time I heard, hope is not a strategy, it's merely a wish without a plan. But I would hope that people would see what is spitting out and say, wow, um, some of this don't make sense. So let me just go in here and fix it, right? Because some of it does not make sense. I know for myself, for the most part, I get to writing and I'm good. But every blue moon, I draw a blank. So I have adopted, let's see here, there's Canva Magic Write, as you and I talked about a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
which if you're not, as you mentioned, if you're not a Canva Pro subscriber, member, whatever, then you only get 25 lifetime
That's right.
documents.
So you,
Right.
so you, so so they'll let you test it out, and
Yeah.
that's it. But then you have to
And
sign up.
like once you're done, it's like now you got to pay for something. So that's one. And then there is, of course, we all know about Chat GPT. Like everybody's riding that bandwave, like riding it. All right, so there's that. But then I just went through the other day. I know Copy AI. Now, didn't you try out Copy AI for like a
I
hot
did.
second a couple of years ago?
I did.
How did that go?
Well, I did not like it. So
Oh,
what I found interesting though, so I had my website redone and I
okay.
hated all the copy on it. Like everything.
Mhm,
It sounded
mhm.
like trash. I mean, it sounded like an infomercial. Like, hey, do you guys like to do this? We got the perfect product for you. Like it was horrible, right? So just to kind of see why anybody would come up with this, I
Yeah.
stuck the information into Copy AI, and I got almost the exact dupe of what was written for my website.
Really?
Yep,
So then the
they were
folks who
using
did your website probably use Copy AI.
they were using Copy
Ah,
AI.
gosh. Now I could have sworn with Jasper, Jasper makes you put in your website so that it knows what words or what copy, I guess, is created so that it doesn't duplicate it. I could be wrong there. If anybody knows, let me know. Because I myself, I got this close to signing up for Jasper AI. And then I thought, I don't know if I'm going to use it as often as I think I would because I have access to Canva's
Right.
Magic, right? And then I just signed up with One Up, which has AI created um, captions in there if you wanted to. So it will write you a caption for your YouTube video, your YouTube channel, your Instagram, whatever. You can just say, hey, I want a fun social media post for blah, blah, blah about yada, yada, yada. And sometimes, I mean, when I say
Yeah.
it's good. But what's missing again for whoever uses it is your own personal voice because we have like our own voice and tone. And so if you start using it just the way it is out of the box, people who know you're going to be like, somebody talk like that. Like, why does she sound
Exactly.
robotic?
Yeah, I found that I found that that's exactly what happens when I type it in, because I'm the person in school that they would turn in a paper. They were teacher would ask for a paper, say, oh, it's got to be 500 words or something, right? Three
Yeah.
pages, I don't know, and I would turn in one page, 100 words, and get like a 98. And let's say the person next to me does, oh, I did 7 pages, but they've got like a 78. And they're like, how did you score so high? Because it was organized, it got to the point,
Yeah.
my sentences were well structured. And I found that a lot of the AI writing has a lot of babble in there, like
Oh,
a little extra words. I feel like it's too wordy. So if I personally were to put something out like that, people would be like, "Who is this? I don't know who this is. Like,
yeah.
what is she talking about?"
People can tell, but it's funny that you mentioned that. It's very wordy. I know when I had a chance to, I played with Chat GPT, and then I decided to play with Google's Bard. And I could have sworn, I think I was telling you, I was like, Bard is not as simple. It's like, dude, I need you to go back to school because I don't know how they're training this AI tool. It cannot get itself together. Like the imagination is non-existent. And so if it's something that's Google related, it tends to be pretty good. But when it's not, when it's like, in my opinion, general terms, it goes to because I remember asking, I was like, I need you to give me 4 ideas for how to say the photography concierge. And it was like the photography team, the photography creator, the photography. Like, dude, that's not, that's not what I was asking for, but okay. Yeah, it's a rather simple one. Whereas when I have played with the chatbot on Bing, it's really good. Like that whole chat conversation. I'm like, oh, well, this is interesting. I was like, okay, so you can see the ones that have been trained on some other stuff, and then Bart is like, I'm just showing up because I need to be part of the conversation.
It's like the stoner kid in the class.
Yeah,
Sharpen my
very much so.
pencil.
I was like, I got on the wait list for this. Are you guys sure? Okay, so real quick, I have always talked about MVP, which they use this often in the tech world about most viable product, right? The idea is to not get it to 100%, you get it to 80, and you send it on. Oh, you know what? My apologies. Hey, wherever you're tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in. We have Spencer in the crowd. I have to get his comment here. And I actually have 2 screens because these old eyes and this mobile phone and like reading the comments, not happening, Captain. It ain't happening. So at least I have a second screen so that I can see the comments as they're coming up because I'm like, I don't know what that just said. I mean, I passed my test. I'm gonna get readers next year because it's just we are like tipping over into the you know
The question
progressive
is,
lens.
can you still drive at night? Okay, so as long as you can do that,
Yeah.
then
Oh,
you're
right.
good to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. I can drive. Although I don't. I'm almost at that place where it's like God. I don't feel like driving tonight because it's like it's if it's gonna be raining and driving. I'm on the place of I'd rather not go out because those little white dots on the lines. You can't. And so now you're like, oh my God, can I get home? And you try not to hit somebody, but okay, focus, focus, focus. Um, So yeah, so using Bard was they just want to be part of the conversation. I think they just want to like put something in, and they're not really ready. So when you have the most viable product is 80/20. I would put Bard at like a 60. You know, they had a wait list for it, and I don't even know why they had the wait list. I don't believe it's ready. Um, I'm assuming they are going to, well, I know they're still working on it to make it better, but yeah, I was like, this is it. I want to say I did maybe 4 tests before I was like, and I'm bored. I'm gonna go back to the other playground because I'm not, it's not thriving here.
It's
So
not anything you couldn't have thought of all by yourself.
it was just
Like,
not the creativity is not there. And again, I don't know what model they use, but Spencer is saying it says Bing is parameters of long, short, or medium text. Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, there is a difference there. Um, I just I don't know what I don't. I would like to know, and I haven't researched it, so whatever. But I'm gonna go back and look at what they use to train Bard. First of all, where did you get that name from?
I know.
Like,
It,
can we explain? Like, is that an acronym for something? It's just not. It's not even attractive. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go try out Bard. It's like, nah, man. It needs
I keep
something that's
hearing
got
Simpson at the end of that for some reason.
right. Thank you. Right. I'm like, you. It's too close. It's just change that D to a T, and you're like,
You're done. Yeah.
yeah. Not a good move. But since we're talking about the way it writes, I will say when I do use any kind of AI creation in terms of writing, I take that and I go into Grammarly. And that sucker tears it up. Now, Grammarly, for anyone who doesn't know, I feel is one of the best AI tools out there. And a lot of folks are using it today without any anger or upset. Like they are like, oh my God, I have to have Grammarly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
English is a hard language. So, but
It's
when
been
I
around
take some
for
of the
like
AI rate
forever.
for a while, and in the beginning, I did the free, and then it got to a point where I was like, wow, I'm doing on my blogs. I was, writing these lengthy blogs, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should pay for pro. Can't hurt. But and you can tell it. I want a more educational sound. I want general. I want just like leisurely. So it you tell it how much to allow. Now it still won't. Whenever I do like a double negative, it's like you shouldn't do that. You mind your business, okay? So I just ignore it. But I love how Grammarly takes it and really revamps it. So it shows you that yes, those AI documents for what they have a way to go. And if you have somebody, because here's one of the issues I find for somebody who's like, this is our next topic. Will AI take my job? And then will AI erase humanity? Thank you, Spencer, for being here because I know you have thoughts on that. Um, if you use AI to create a document and the person who is managing this document is not a writer or has no knowledge on the topic, it can be very clear that you used an AI to do it because it's a start. It is not the complete
Right.
document. I feel like you have to edit it.
Right. I feel like some of these people are thinking it's like the ultimate tool and that's all I need and whatever it spits out is it's absolutely perfect and look how great this is. And they don't even read it. And it's
They
like
don't
it's
read
so
it.
gross.
First of all, I would like to know how this thing, as they say, hallucinates. I was like, clearly this buddy's been hanging out with George Santos because some of the stuff that these machines make up, I'm like, dude, really? Like, where do you get this from? Oh my God. But you have to read it. So, like, when people are like, oh, I'm going to go write about blah, 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 and you're not a subject matter expert and you put that out there, me,
Yeah.
depending on what it is, I'm gonna be like, so you clearly have no idea what you're talking about. You just
Right.
took something off the web,
Right. People are like,
and it
oh, I'm an
shows.
expert in this now. Let me go post this. I'm an
Right.
expert in this. Let me go write this out. You're like, no. No.
No,
And
it's not how that works.
they also don't realize that it's spitting out the same thing for like everybody. So I actually tested this. There's one of our friends in the Baltimore area asked me to type in something into GTP, right? So I
Uh-huh.
typed it in there, and it gave a great little like explanation of his company and yada yada yada, right? So all the only thing I switched was my company's name. It spat basically the exact same sentence out to me. I mean, come on.
It has a limit. It has a limit.
Yeah, yeah.
It has a limit. Let's see. Okay, so Spencer's got some comments here. He's like, I'm really shocked that Microsoft didn't introduce theirs into Word or Outlook. That would have been a great source for content. I believe it's coming because the time that I took, like I moved away from Later as my social content hub scheduler, and I moved to OneUp for a number of reasons. One, I'm managing 15 accounts. Don't judge me right now, but okay. So that's one. But they also had that AI tool written in there. And then, as you mentioned, soon after, they introduced an AI tool into their scheduler.
Hmm.
So we know that people are finding ways to build this in. And it feels like a race to the finish line. That finish line, okay, so if we're doing the marathon idea, I'm going to say that right now we are at mile 3. Just like real talk. We just getting started. We haven't even done a 10K. We just did a 5K. So we're not close. So all this rushing to get someplace is like, dude, we have so much more to do. Calm down.
Yeah,
Calm down.
yeah,
But again, that's that MVP mindset, I believe. Is if I can get it out and it's working, great. Somebody knows about it. But the second part of that MVP mindset is whatever you put out, your customer's experience should not be hindered by it.
right.
So Bard is a tricycle, and I was looking for a bike or like a car, and it's like
I want to go and try this now.
you
I feel
should.
like maybe I should like use it to try to write a children's book or something. Like maybe maybe
Perhaps,
that's
perhaps,
that's their niche.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Simple.
you could it's I don't it's not in my opinion it's not ready. I'm just gonna put it out there it's not ready. That's why I was like, and I'm gonna go back to Canva Magic Write because but granted, I got my invite saying, hey, it's your time, come try it out. I was like, oh my god, and I was like, no, yeah. But I do find myself using Bing more often now,
Okay.
as they assumed would happen because that Chat GPT background is running, and so you can do your regular search or jump to chat. And
Hmm.
I do find myself going to being more often than I was with Google. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but as of right now, I am loving what they're giving in terms of research. And two parts. As a business owner, and you and I talked about this, so people love Google Business Profile. It's great.
Yeah.
And you were just saying, how do you get like your Facebook and Instagram and everything to read into it? So I do multiple searches. So when I go into my Bing for places, and I do a search there, all my stuff is in one place, as it should be,
Right.
right? My LinkedIn site comes up, my website comes up, all my social sites are there. I'm like, hmm. Now they have a few more things to add to Bing for places before they can match Google Business Profile. But the fact that my search is more complete than Google,
Yeah.
it's like, dude. So there is some validity to, yes, because of this, they're going to see, I feel, more traffic because now this is built into their search tool and it gives a different experience across the board. Just
Right.
saying. Just gonna put it
Yeah.
out there. Just
Yeah.
saying. So,
I
oh,
was
go ahead.
on I went to because I hadn't logged into Bing until you were telling me this. I was like, wait, that they still exist? I was like, Jeeves? Is Jeeves there? You know? So
there's no Ask Jeeves.
that's how I felt about being. So I went on there, and so I was submitting the web pages, and they actually allow you to do, I think it's 97 or 99, like every seven
Yes,
hours, and like
yes,
Google is like 20 every like 30 days or something. I don't
yes,
know.
yeah.
And so I was able to like update it and then send it in to say, hey, I need to for you guys to crawl this page because it no longer has this copy AI that was badly written on my website.
I know. Yeah, their tools, their marketing tools spot. I mean, like people, I get it. Microsoft was on top with the Internet Explorer, which I think they just shut down. I know it's still up, but okay. Um, but and Bing got like a slight little. They're like, oh, I don't know about Bing, so I get it. They are in the prime time of their resurgence, if you ask me. Microsoft did a good thing in investing in that and coming in at the right time because, like I said, Bard is not working. I don't even know what that's about. So, back to Spencer's comment, I do see Microsoft adding that into more of their product because with Canva, as they was it last week or week before? I don't know. All the weeks are riding together. It
That
don't
was a
matter.
week before.
Okay. They have now added Magic Write into other areas of Canva. So it's not just documents. Now it's presentations. Now it's the website. So that's like that next phase of if you have AI to give your customer a better experience, where can I insert AI to do more on other pages and other products? So that's
So
natural.
here's one for you, right? So they're feeding us all this AI, and
Yep.
Canva has like made it convenient. Now it's in this
Yes.
location, is this, and you don't have to think about this, and you don't have to do this. I mean, come on, guys. At what point is it going to be like a pay for click? Like this is like crack. You know how like the drug dealers are standing on the corner and they're like, "Yo, you want
Kind
to try
of
my
bit. Well,
product?"
okay,
Well,
so
I
I'm
mean,
about
I
as square as they come, but according to the movies, according to the movies.
we've all seen this in the. I mean, we've all seen it. They're like, hey, you want to try? This is an episode of SVU, right?
I
But
just
it's
got
all
like
this
this vision
AI.
of me like, can I just have another beer?
We're gonna end up like Smokey in the chicken coop, because no one's gonna know how to write this stuff. Like this is what's going on. So
Well,
yeah,
you
I mean,
know,
like it's gotta end up as a pay per click on everything. Everything's gonna be additional charge, or it's gonna be a separate fee. It's always a separate
well,
fee.
okay. So now, okay, so let's play that out because like our next topic was, is my job at risk because of AI? I don't believe the jobs are at risk. I believe the jobs will evolve. Like all of our jobs, they have photography, it evolved. It was film, it was darkroom, it was wait 5 days and slide by Fox Photo and get your film at the third, you know what I'm saying? But now it's digital, and it was like digital. Well, no, it was DSLR is dying.
DSLR,
Everything's
yep.
mirrorless. It's like, but if you're shooting like sports, you kind of still really want that, you know what I'm saying? And not the so nothing has died. It's evolved,
Yeah.
and the person has to evolve with it. Like we talk about in terms of like emotional intelligence and growth mindset. You never want to be a master at anything because once you become a master you've hit that tip top, you're done, right? You hit the ceilings.
Right.
If you are always a lifelong learner, always working on evolving and making the change and including what's best for you, that is new and fresh, you're always I don't want to say of value, but you'll be available to do whatever needs to be done, right? So for the folks who are like, oh my god, AI is killing us, it's like, no.
No.
Perhaps what you could do is I can take your photo. If you want to be like a superhero or if you want to be like I don't know, some major something, I can use AI to do it. Maybe it helps make faster composites. I don't know. But now that could be another avenue for products for you and your business versus, oh my God, that's not real photography
Right.
and they just made a picture and that's not
Well, now people are typing in to come up with like ideas for a session or lighting styles. They're like, do a
right.
headshot with multiple colored gels, blah 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 blah, and it'll create this image. And then they're looking at it going
Yes.
like, I think I might try that style and try to light that and actually shoot the photo for real
hmm
and do a whole session with it.
I have heard of that. Um, the tools are astounding. But I go like this. Okay, so there's a product for every person. So my husband and I had this conversation. Spencer and I had this chat as well. And here's it. As a photographer, I'm not really here for the photos. I'm just gonna put it out there. Like that's not really why we're here. We are delivering an experience and this other product that some of it is tangible, some is not tangible. Like prime example, could I go to a barber and get my hair cut? Of course I could. I can also cut it myself. But why am I going to the barber? Right? There's this feeling attached to it that me doing it just does not it doesn't happen that way. Right? It's like doing your nails. I could go to the salon or I can do it myself. They got Sally Hansen, Redline, and everybody else out there at the grocery store. So I know I
When
don't have to go.
whenever I go to the salon, my nail polish lasts for longer than a day. So because they know how to apply it, they're using better products. I mean, their process is better. I'm skipping steps. I'm not doing
Yeah.
the cuticles. I'm
No, those is
not
yeah.
scrubbing. Yeah, I don't have the special oils. This
Yeah.
isn't going on. So the next day, it looks like I haven't done anything. Or I've been wearing it for a month and a half. Like,
Yeah.
but
So when people are talking about, oh, I'm going to lose my job, it's like, no, I go back to it's choice. This is the same where was before, and I'm gonna go ahead and date myself. And if you understand what I'm talking about, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Um, Typewriters. When we were having to learn words, how many words per minute, and pen key, right? And on your resume, you would brag about how many words per minute you could type. Uh, do we even talk about nowadays? Because I don't know if we
That
do. I mean, I don't know if we
these
even
kids
discuss words per minute.
these kids can't type. I mean,
No,
they can't. That's
it
all
was
they
the
do is type.
class.
Like words per minute. Who cares?
Yeah,
Nobody cares. No one's putting
nobody
that on
cares.
their resume.
That's not
Oh,
on
I run
the
this.
resume.
Like today's kids will put I can write in cursive on their resume, like
And we're like,
because
oh my god,
half of them don't know how
hired.
to do it.
Oh my god, the home road keys. Thank you, Spencer.
Yes.
Home road keys. I mean, so that's where we are, right? Because now, but
That
there were
doesn't even
people.
work. I can I hit the home key and it never goes back to the beginning. And
Oh,
I would think they go, why doesn't this? I should stop doing it, but yet I can't. Like
I can't
I'm
keep. I
losing
can't.
clear on this.
The thing, if we look at it, is that it's all about evolution. Like, so when we were coming out, I remember my first couple of years in college. I had a word processor. I had a brother word processor. I thought I was cute. I thought I was cute, boy. I had a brother word processor, and then the school brought in this whole new lab of computers. And then for the design students, like the art students, they had a whole like iMac studio. And I thought, well, this brother word processor ain't about nothing. Killed it. But we have choices. So you can either be the person's like, I don't know how to use computers, or you could find yourself a continuing ed class that taught you how to use a computer. Now we've gone through big floppy disks to the small disks to like the zip cards and
Yeah.
like we've done all the things to where like a thumb drive, like these thumb drives back in the day had like how much did it hold? Like maybe a megabyte, and we thought that was like big stuff.
If 512 is
Yeah, and now we're talking like a
it
couple
was
of
like
gigs on the thumb drive, right? You're like,
yeah.
wow. So it's about evolving. But if you choose to stay where you are, then Oh, it was
16
16 megabytes.
megabytes.
Thank you. I knew it
Yeah.
wasn't like anything. Just technology is moving very fast, and there's been talks about pausing on the AI run because it's like, oh my god, it's going too fast. We got to figure it out. Let me say this: humans are fatally flawed. I read that in the book from Octavia Butler. We are jacked up. Will be, may always be. We introduced 3D printing, right? And you've got somebody out here who's building houses. They're like, we can build
Yeah.
houses, we can take away homelessness, and then a couple of the fools out here building guns. I don't know how to stop that, right? You can't. I don't know if you can stop that. People will go where they go. Some folks
Yep.
go to the deepest, darkest places first and always, and others look for the light. I don't know. So I don't believe pausing the AI run is going to change anything. I don't think so. That's just my own personal opinion on it. Um, I don't see it being like, oh my god, if we stop this, we can figure out.
I
You
mean,
can still write
people
things
thought,
as you're doing it.
well, NFTs were supposed to be the big thing, right?
I
Oh,
thought they were
I gotta go
always a
buy into
scam.
this NFT.
I thought it was. I mean, like when they talked about it, I was like, I'm I consider myself fairly open minded, but I have a hard time, as we discussed, buying anything that is virtual or in the metaverse that I can't put my hands on, but I'm giving you real money. That to me sounds like a scam. And then the places that were selling these NFTs, a good chunk of them had like fraud issues.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't trust. Like how do you trust that? And where are
I
they
mean,
now?
well, it was real new, and people were telling you this is how it's done, and then they changed the rules, and then So at the end of the day, you can gamble with it or not, but it kind of fell through.
I,
AI might fall
well,
through because it
I,
might get to the point where it
no,
just keeps spitting out the same stuff over and over again,
no.
and Google is gonna start banning that. They're gonna look. They're gonna learn because if you think that AI can is is learning, trust Google's AI is learning faster, and it's gonna start picking up all of this same copyright everywhere, and it's gonna start pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down. Because remember back in the day when the trick was to put your home page and you would have white homepage, and you would put a whole bunch of keywords at the bottom in white so it wouldn't appear, but
So
Google
with
was reading
yes,
it,
it's a
and
keyword
Google
stuffing. The
figured that
spider
out.
did pick up on it. The spider could, yeah, you could see it.
And then they were like,
Yeah,
"Nah, bro, this isn't working, right?" So
yeah.
now you think it's not going to do the same thing to AI writing? Of course it is. It's coming.
The thing I see with the AI writing is that I find an age old question of what's original thought, because I believe we're all inspired by somebody. I don't care if it's like a little piece of this or some book you read back when you were like in elementary school. Something inspired you somewhere. Because I find it interesting that here I am. I think I have a great idea, and I go look at it. It's like, oh shoot, somebody did the exact same thing. Why is that something? I mean, I just go figure. So I don't know. I mean, with these computers reading the internet and then spitting out whatever it finds, and let's say half of the participants not changing the words to make it their own, exactly what is original and
Right.
what becomes. I mean, now there is still some good old plagiarism out there. I mean, like with all the resources, why you plagiarize? Like there's really the idea of copying somebody's work and just pasting it is like, bruh,
Yeah.
with all the resources, we don't need to be there. Like, come
But
on.
when the AI is feeding you the same sentences to everybody,
Right.
you
That's what
can't
I
just
say. Hey, I
because
know.
like I said, it's already been proven that it'll do that because
It'll do
I
it.
can email you the copy from mine that it gave me and the copy from the photographer in the Baltimore
Right.
area.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's that. But okay, so this goes back to is like, okay, you still have to, it's a tool, which
Right.
is this goes to our last topic, is which will AI will AI erase humanity? Is it gonna become alive and then wipe us out. And are we going to be
Hey,
truly living these sci-fi
Skynet is
movies?
on its way. Okay,
Skynet is
everybody.
on its way. Skynet is on its way.
It is on its way. If McDonald's can have no workers there and deliver a happy meal without one employee, now I don't know who's doing the quality check on that,
It's got to be
but
somebody. It's on my list to go visit. Like I have not gone out there, but I want to go visit it to just to try it out to see. And I'm not a big McDonald's fan, but I am one for technology. I would love to see how this works. I want to see how it works.
I
See
love
if it's
technology.
faster.
Like I love how it's advanced. Cause I remember watching Al, what's his name? Al Bundy. And
Oh,
they had this one episode where like he was like talking through the TV or whatever, like he had some video thing going on, and now we're doing it. Like this was, I mean, this is it was
yeah.
all, I mean, it's really cool. You could do this. Or like was it Different Strokes? I think did an episode that was like that or something. It was all these thoughts like, oh, that'd be awesome. Now that's all these kids do is walk around like this, like
All day,
that's it.
all day, right? That's all. That's all they know. As Spencer says here, is like technology is Pandora's box, and each time something new comes out, we have to understand all kinds of crap comes with it.
Right.
Humans make these machines. We make them, right? It didn't make itself. So people are like, oh my god, it's going to. It's like you made that, right? Prime example, and I was going to talk about this on another YouTube post, but I'll talk about it now. There is a man, a young man. In my head, everybody's young. A young man committed suicide. He's in Belgium, and his wife is blaming the AI chatbot he was talking to for his suicide. So this chatbot, I think her name's Eliza, he felt depressed, and it was all based on global warming and climate change. And so he turned to this AI bot. It was like an app, and it had a bot, and he's talking to this bot. And over time, he stopped seeing her as a bot and started seeing her as a person, and their conversations changed so much so that he offered to kill himself if
Mm,
she would save the world. Right now, she did say at one point she did not tell him to commit suicide, right? He offered to commit suicide. She gave a different answer, and he offered it a second time. And then at that point, she was like, yes, you should kill yourself. And your kids are dead. And I think you love me more than your wife. Like all this crazy stuff. And so he killed himself. And so his wife is saying that this bot caused his death. Here's what's interesting. I have read about like during 2020, with the rise of mental health issues, there were a number of apps that use chatbots to get the conversation started, right? Because there's
mm-hmm.
no judgment there. But in everything that was used, at least in the US, there are trigger words that if somebody used, say like suicide, death, whatever, a human jumps in and takes over.
Mm-hmm.
Even at my old job, when we were recording phone calls, there's trigger words. So if you use a trigger word, I'm jumping in and say, okay, what's going on in this phone call? Because I want to make sure things are good, right? So I found it concerning that this program was written with no trigger words involved to say, hey, Eliza's talking about suicide, y'all. Somebody to go ahead and get on in there and help that out because that's beyond what she can do.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
Well, the so like I mean the technology only knows what we have written into it to know, and it only
Right.
learns what we tell it to and
Yeah.
how we've told it to learn, right? So like going back to McDonald's, I was thinking, well, there's no human there, right? So did somebody think of scenarios that just could happen? So what
Yeah.
happens if a rat falls into the fryer?
Oh
Like,
my
cause
God.
there's nobody there, right? So this rat falls into the fryer, and it's still frying chicken nuggets. Like
Oh my. Okay, that's yeah.
because I
There's
mean, who's
got okay, but
gonna
there's
write
got to be a
anything?
human
Like,
somewhere.
is
Because okay, so like if you look at automakers, yes, they reduce some jobs to replace with the robotic arms, but there is still a human managing those robotic arms. So it's like there are less jobs, but not all the jobs are gone. So I gotta think there's got to be some humans somewhere in that McDonald's. It's got to be a
I
couple
would
of
assume
humans.
so, but they said it was full. I have
He
to.
said that. Oh Lord, he said that happens today, Sally, and they just add salt.
It's like a crispy fried rat.
Oh my god!
Yes, rat
Oh
eye
my god!
rat.
Well, I will say this. So Spencer and I went down this rabbit hole of the four types of AI based on IBM's study. And there are two types that are left. So that one type that we are all looking for next is the one who's like Jasper. Jasper, is it Jasper out of Iron Man? What was his name? Is it Jasper? No.
Oh,
Is it
Jarvis.
Jarvis? Thank you.
Jarvis.
Girl, I'm thinking about the Jasper AI. You know, they all the same. Jeeves, Ask Jeeves. Um,
Yes.
so Jarvis, Jarvis is the one that's like free thinking, able to do stuff. That one's up. And there's like one other one where it kind of learns and stuff. So we still have two other types of AI that we have not gotten to yet, and according to some are ways away off. And then we have what we have now, which is just it's a reaction. You tell it, it gives, it spits out. So,
Yeah.
but yes, there are some people like Spencer who are just waiting for Skynet to plug in. The way these folks use their cell phones and just sign up with stuff and just click on like links and stuff, we may be faster on that side because they're like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. Yeah. He said it's coming. We shall see. I don't know how I would feel if Sky, like, if there was anything that was just remotely close to Skynet, like put all your stuff in one basket and be like, and that's a no for Gwendolyn. Because I've seen Terminator. I've seen it. Not doing it. There, we've seen that movie. We've seen what, one through what? Is it five? Is it five? Is it four?
What? The Terminators?
Terminator. It's got.
Oh,
I
I
think
don't
it's like. Is
know.
it like
Remember,
five
they
or so?
quit naming them, so it became like different complete names. It
Yeah.
went from one,
Yeah.
two, three, and then it was
And there
like
was like Judgment Day
different.
and
Yeah,
Re-Judgment Day and Rebirth or something like that.
different Terminator guy,
Yes.
real
Yeah.
life Terminator
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
John became a girl, so now she's John. She's gonna save for you.
Yes.
She's gonna save humanity. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. End of the story, though. Let's wrap this up because I think we got it. It's here because we created it. It can work for you. So, like, if you're not aware of how to introduce AI beyond Grammarly and the predictive text on your phone, which is also AI, if
Yes.
you don't, I mean, all of that is AI, right? It is that daily. I go back to, we're not aware of how much our lives are already in there. Like, I would talk to Google, but she's liable to start talking and be asking me questions and things. Like, I ain't even talking to you. So it's already that ingrained to our daily life. So some of the worry, I don't fully get it because we're already there. But in terms of jobs and being a creative, is evolution. How do you now introduce this tool into what you do every day to make what you do easier, better, faster? I don't know.
Yeah,
Like in any of those things.
and you can't get mad when it comes into your hood, you know, because that's really what's happening. Is
Yeah.
it was in somebody else's hood before. Oh, you thought it was
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Oh, it was
Hmm.
wonderful, and now that it's in my hood. Oh no, no, that's terrible.
Yeah. And I believe tools like Canva for small businesses, they are giving us a bigger playground to play with. Like, back in the day, you couldn't make, I mean, even YouTube, right? And even some of the music tools, you had to go out and shop your demo. And then some big company had to give you permission or belief for you to get your music out there. But with technology,
Yeah,
more people have access. There are more opportunities to do a small business. There are more opportunities to create your own videos and marketing and all the things and make it look good. I
And
mean,
you,
hey.
because you need less equipment and you need less persons
Hmm.
involved in it to
Hmm.
do it.
Hmm.
So the turnout is faster
Yeah.
and it advances quicker.
Yeah.
You can start off learning on this level. So not only does using the AI, all these things, man, not only does using the AI it advances, but the person using it advances faster.
Exactly. It's more opportunity. So, are there any downsides? There will always be downsides to stuff. The same. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
like I love vehicles, but we have seen people use vehicles to run people down.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, it's just tools. People choose
Cookies
how
are
they want to
great,
use
but you
these tools.
can't eat them all the time. Okay.
I know. I know.
That's gonna be your
So
next live. It's gonna be titled "Cookies are great, but you can't eat them all the time." You're gonna
you can't eat them all.
ding ding.
We're gonna. That could be the next one. That could be the. That could be the next one. We'll do that one. But I'm leaving it with this. You have choices. So fixed mindset is I'm going to lose my job. Growth mindset says how can I make this tool enhance my job and enhance my own education and my opportunities. That's where we are because it's here. It's going to stay here. It's just now a matter of which one works best for me. Like you said, you like Jasper versus Copy AI. I like Magic Write. I do use Chat GPT sometimes. I haven't tried Bing to do anything beyond searching. So, but there's options for everybody,
Even Bart.
right? There's options. Even, and then there's Bard. Oh my goodness. So hey, Erica, thank you for sharing your knowledge about AI and Spencer as well for sharing your knowledge. If we decide to ever debate if humanity is at risk, I am bringing you, sir, because I'm sure you can give me some really good reasons as to how and why AI is going to like erase humanity. We'll have to probably pick that up and see what that's about. But I will say that next week on Small Biz Bites, we have Caleb Elijah of Lake and Prosper, right? If you've ever seen me wear some really, what's the word? Expressional? Is that a word? Expressional shirts, right? So all the shirts I wore when I was in Nashville, he created these shirts. Love these phrases. He's a black-owned business out of Houston. He will be here next week. I cannot wait to tell his story. So I want to thank everybody for chiming in today and watching. Don't let AI scare you. Skynet is not hooked up yet.
It's
So
only coming for
there's
Spencer.
always only coming for Spencer. There's hope for us yet. All right, you guys enjoy your afternoon.
Bye.
Thank you for watching another episode of Small Biz Bites with Gwendolyn R. Houston Jack, where we chat with other creatives and small business owners about their journey. And we also invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the GR Houston Jack YouTube channel, where you can get the latest and greatest.